What's going on, everyone? MONADO Max here, and I just witnessed what was probably one of, if not the best Nintendo Direct of all time, which was very surprising because if you guys have been keeping up with this channel, I felt like the Nintendo Switch was dying, that all that we were going to be getting going forward was remakes and remasters, that we would not see many new original titles, which I guess I was somewhat still correct, but at the same time, I'm fine with what we're getting right now. This is incredible. There are so many things we got to talk about, and this Direct featured so many things. This Direct literally came out of nowhere. I just gotta say, I feel like it's incredible that I'm able to film a video on the Direct, because normally these Directs happen in the afternoon. This was like the first Direct in years to happen at 10 a.m., which is very weird to me. It's like I was meant to do this video, because I'm literally leaving for too many games in like 1 hour. So I'm getting to film a video. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to film a video normally for too many games because, for the Nintendo Direct, because I would have been out driving to too many games. So it's really cool that I get to do this. Let's go ahead and start talking about some of the things that happened at this Nintendo Direct. Pokemon Scarlet Violet DLC. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care about this. I think the footage that they showed, I don't know what Nintendo, or it's not Nintendo, it's Game Freak. This game is so controversial, and it looks like to me they chose some of the worst footage ever to show off this brand new Pokemon DLC pack. It's coming out later this year, and it looks, I mean, I guess it looks cool, but I mean, there are so many graphical issues. I mean, I know we shouldn't be playing Pokemon for the graphics, but dang, this looked really bad. I was not interested in this. So, it's coming out this year. It's a 2-part DLC, so that should be interesting. Briefly, when I talk about this, I'm really excited for Sonic Superstars, but there's something I'm really worried about. They showed off the local multiplayer, but they never talked about online multiplayer. So, they showed off the game, but it seems like we're not getting online multiplayer, which is gonna suck because this game's promotion has been heavily talking about how you can do 4-player Sonic now. But I mean, we should be able to use that really online. I don't know. I don't understand why developers don't know how to use online. This seems like such a new thing to people, especially Nintendo, because there's another game that we're talking about towards the end that looks like it might not have online multiplayer. I don't know why this is such a hard content grasp to just grasp. People use online. Why can't we get online in these 2D online games? I mean, I guess Super Mario Maker 2 showed us why we shouldn't. But Persona 5 Tactics, I want to quickly talk about this. I don't know what's happening with Persona 3 Reloaded, because that was leaked for Nintendo Switch. It was even in the description of the Atlas trailer when it came out like a few days ago, the trailer on their official YouTube page. And this game's box art for the Switch has been leaked. You were able to pre-order it almost every single website. So I don't know what's happening with this game. I don't know if it's something that's coming out later next year rather than day one with all the platforms. But they didn't talk about that here. They talked about Persona 5 Tactics, which is coming out this year. It looks really fun. I would definitely be picking this up. I just kind of was hoping for Persona 3 Reloaded to be here, if I'm being honest. Now, this is probably the funniest thing to have happened. I have jokingly said all week that they're finally going to show off Detective Pikachu 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I am the only one, at least out of everybody I've seen, I am the only one that remembers this game's existence when it was announced back in 2019 at a Pokemon press conference that was, I believe, just trying to push Pokemon out to investors. They talked about Detective Pikachu 2 and the movie and all that. I remember watching that, and they announced Detective Pikachu 2 was in development for the Nintendo Switch back in 2019, and we never heard anything about it since then. Here we are in 2023. Everyone was saying that game is canceled. I even streamed last night on my Twitch, and I said, jokingly, I think Detective Pikachu 2 is finally going to be here, and they finally showed it off. Detective Pikachu Returns is what it's called. I wish they would put the first Detective Pikachu out on the Switch, because I never played the original, but when I go to too many games this week, I'm going to look for the original Detective Pikachu game, because I want to play this. It looks a little on the Switch. I was kind of thinking, since it was a spin-off game, in case you didn't realize, all the spin-off games for Pokemon always look 20 times better, so I thought this game was going to look really good on Switch, but it looks like they literally just took the 3DS game and just mashed it onto the Switch. Didn't really up-res it at all. Because you can tell some of these models are from the 3DS game. At least that's what I see. Maybe it's just me, But it's coming out later this year. All these games had release dates. Hopefully Coleman can show you guys the release dates. I forgot to write it down in my notes of the release dates of these games. I believe I saw Detective Pikachu was October 8th, something like that. It's coming out in October. I think it was October 6th to be exact. And this one came out of left field. Leakers talked about a Super Nintendo game getting remade, and a lot of people was wondering what this game could be. There was speculation of Yoshi's Island, there was speculation of Super Mario RPG, there was speculation of Chrono Trigger, and we finally got to this leak that was actually true, and the Super Nintendo game ended up being Super Mario RPG. I have never played Super Mario RPG. This is a game I've always wanted to play, especially seeing the passionate fan base of this game. I know my editor Coleman loves this game, and I've always wanted to play this game because I've never seen a community so passionate about a game that only has one game. Like, obviously I've seen it, but not something like this. This was very rare for me to see. So I was very curious about it, especially since people wanted Geno in Smash Bros. For so long. I want to understand the appeal. I want to know why people want Geno in Smash. Because apparently, from my understanding, Geno isn't even really that big of a character, from my understanding, from what people have told me. Again, I've not played the game, but I'm really wanting to play it now. It's coming out November 17th. The game looks beautiful. I know the call I was in, there's some Super Mario RPG fans in there that was saying that they weren't a fan of the art style. I don't know what people's opinions are on it. I think it looks great. It's something I'm definitely buying. I can't wait to play it. This is something I like. I am excited to be a Nintendo fan right now with some of the stuff that they showed off in this Direct, because this was such a cool and unexpected announcement. I mean, the only thing I expected when it came to Super Mario RPG was it was going to be put on the Super Nintendo Online thing. That wasn't the case. We're getting an actual remake. And if this sells well, I mean, they might actually make this into a series. I'm curious to see who's developing it. I know some people think it's Square Enix, but people gotta realize that the characters in Super Mario RPG, the original characters like Geno, Square actually owns. So it's hard to say who's developing this. We don't know for sure Square is developing it, but we'll see. I hope they're the ones developing it. Definitely a day one buy for me that I'm definitely picking up. I am super pumped for that one. And then they throw us off again with a brand new Peach game announcement. Looks like it's Super Peach 2. Never in a million years did I think Peach would get a sequel to that game. They didn't show us much footage. That's all that we know about the game. They don't have a title. We don't even know if it's a sequel to that game. But we're getting a full-on Peach game, and it's coming out next year is what they told us. And then right after, they showed another game off, which was Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon coming to the Nintendo Switch. Very similar to what I just talked about with Detective Pikachu. It looks like in some of the cutscenes that I was watching in the game, and I need to rewatch it, so don't get too mad at me when I say this, because they didn't really show too much of Luigi's Mansion either. It looked like they literally just took 3DS models, mashed it into the Switch, really didn't do much to up-res it. But I might be wrong about that, and granted, we are getting it next year, so this development could change. It could actually look way better next year, because I don't know. They didn't talk about when it's coming out next year. I expect those two games will be coming out next year. I think it's really cool that we're getting more 3DS stuff coming to the Switch. You know, I really talked about how I felt the Nintendo Switch going forward would be getting a bunch of remakes and ports, and I really didn't think 3DS was going to be one of those that actually got talked about much. So I'm really excited to see what other 3DS games they're going to bring. I would love them to bring the original Luigi's Mansion to the Switch in some form now that we have Dark Moon and 3. That way we can have the whole series. So maybe that's something they'll bring to the Switch eventually next year, is Luigi's Mansion. I mean, I know they just remade it for 3DS, so I know it's going to be a tricky one if they want to remake again or not. So that's what I would like though. Now this one I probably got way too excited for, because I have been talking about wanting these games on the Nintendo Switch for so long. I believe this is like the last big third-party game that I've been really pushing to come to the Switch, and that is the Batman Arkham Collection. It is coming to Nintendo Switch, and I only expected Arkham Asylum and Arkham City to hit the Nintendo Switch, but we're actually getting Arkham Knight also, and they showed footage of Arkham Knight running on the Switch. that might be the best Nintendo Switch port of all time. I feel like Batman Arkham Knight is one of the best looking, if not still one of the best looking next-gen games, which is not even next-gen. I think if you guys look at the footage of Batman Arkham Knight, look at the free roaming in that game, the open world, with the rain effects on, and look how beautiful that game looks on PS4 and Xbox One. That game looks amazing still to this day. And for them to somehow put that on the Switch, I'm impressed, because with the footage that they showed, looks really, really good, and there was no frame rate drops. Very surprised that they're putting this on the Switch. All three of those games are going to be physically in one cartridge, hopefully. And yeah, I'm very excited. I've been pushing for this. This has been leaked for over a year now, I'm pretty sure. And I'm so happy to have these games on Nintendo Switch. Very, very pumped. I know that's probably going to be one of those weird announcements. Max, why are you talking about Batman? You guys don't understand. I've played pretty much all the Arkham games except Arkham Origins, which is funny. They're still not putting Arkham Origins on here, but that's fine. I'm very, very happy with this. I want to know what you guys think on the Batman Arkham game. Is that a weird thing to be excited for? Because I'm really excited for it. I don't know too much about the Dragon Quest series, but I know they just announced a brand new Dragon Quest Monsters game that I saw some people freaking out, especially towards the end. They have one of the older Dragon Quest characters. Don't know much about this game, but I do want to talk about it because I know that was one of the bigger announcements. Don't know if it's a Switch exclusive or not. My editor could probably tell you that. He's Mr. Dragon Quest. I'm not Mr. Dragon Quest. Not yet. Eventually, I will be when I have more free time, of course, which has never happened. Pikmin 4 is finally shown off in an in-depth format of showing gameplay, talking about story, all of that. And I'm happy they're doing it, but I talked about in my last video, or like a few videos ago, the promotion of this game is absolutely horrible. The stuff that they're doing right now should have been done months ago. The Pikmin 4 looks great, but I really hope that their whole promotion tactic that they're doing, showing the game off in less than a month that it comes out, really hope it doesn't hurt the sales, because I feel like Pikmin has the possibility to be one of Nintendo's biggest IPs, or not the biggest, but a really big IP basically. But Nintendo, I feel like, isn't pushing it enough, and I think the reason why Pikmin is not as big as it should be is because there's no push for it. And then right after they were done showing the Pikmin stuff off, they announced that Pikmin 1 and 2 is going to be on the eShop tonight, which is awesome, but once again, this should have been done months ago. People have not played the Pikmin series because they didn't have a way to play Pikmin 1 and 2. This should have came out months ago, that way people could prepare themselves for Pikmin 4. You're not going to be able to beat Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 before 4 comes out in less than a month. I mean, you can, but most of the people cannot do that. They don't have the time to do that. This should have been something like the last Nintendo Direct they should have done when they showed more Pikmin 4 off there. They should have been like, hey, Pikmin 1 and 2 coming out now, or, you know, that like next month or something. That's what I really think they should have done. I'm happy though. I haven't played the first 2 Pikmin games. Now I can play it. It looks like they're in widescreen, which is awesome. And they are getting a physical copy. At the time of recording this video, they have not announced if America is getting a physical copy or not. By the time Coleman's editing this, there might be an official announcement. From what I can tell, as what I'm seeing online, Australia and Japan are the only ones confirmed to be getting a physical copy of 1 and 2, because the actual Direct said there would be a physical copy. The America Direct was the only one to say that there wasn't, like they didn't announce a physical copy there. So hopefully we're getting one. If not, I mean, we got it in Japan and Australia at least, so we can just order from there. The Metal Gear Solid Collection, this is something I felt very confident was happening for the Nintendo Switch, because it was coming to all platforms and they didn't announce it for the Switch yet, but it's happening. I hope this gets a physical copy, because that would be really cool. It has the first 3 Metal Gear games, and then the older Metal Gear games are going to be on it too. So that's very exciting. I noticed it said Volume 1, so I'm guessing we're getting more volumes of these games coming to Switch down the road. I'm not Mr. Metal Gear yet when I play those games. I'm definitely picking this up. I think it had a release date too. I think it said November or something. Very exciting for all the Metal Gear fans. I know a lot of people are happy about this, because I know so many people that played Smash Bros. That actually want to play the Metal Gear games after playing as Snake in Smash. And I think this is going to be a big opportunity for the Metal Gear series. This should have been done years ago, but hey, no time better than ever right now. for the Metal Gear series, since we're getting a remake of Snake Eater next year, I think is what was online. I don't know. I'm definitely picking this up though. A very, very unexpected, a brand new WarioWare game. It's not a port, it's not a remake or anything, it's actually a brand new original game. This better have online play. I'm telling you, WarioWare Get It Together would have been so much, like, it would have been a way bigger game. Way bigger game if they would have put online play into that. I don't know what Nintendo's problem is with online play. Especially with a game like WarioWare, that should have had online play. I don't understand. Because WarioWare Get It Together was really fun. It missed online. I forgot what I think WarioWare Move It is what it's called. It's coming out November. A lot of these Nintendo Switch games are coming out in October and November. I'm surprised Nintendo is not, releasing some in September, August, and December. They're just putting everything October, November. It's crazy. But it's coming out, an original game. Did not expect another WarioWare game so soon. But it looks like the series is continuing, so that's really cool. I know WarioWare Get It Together sold very well, so I guess the WarioWare series is back. It's back. Please put online into it though. Zelda Amiibos, these were leaked into the Zelda code about a month ago. They showed off Zelda and Ganondorf, which is exactly what the Zelda code showed, that there was 2 unused Amiibos, which was Ganondorf and Zelda. Both Amiibos look really cool. Very curious to see how many more Amiibos they're going to be doing now that we're about to be ending the Smash Bros. Series. We have one Smash Bros. Amiibo left, which is Sora, which I think it's weird Sora's the only one that hasn't been announced yet. I don't know if there's some sort of dispute going on with Disney and Nintendo. I'm not going to make that claim because we all saw what happened when I made Sora wasn't going to join in Smash Bros. But I think there's something going on. I'm not saying it though. I'm not saying it. I don't want people to be like, yeah, he was wrong about the Amiibo. They're definitely going to make an Amiibo with Sora, but I think the reason why we haven't had it yet and why we're out of order in the Smash Bros. Amiibos is because they're struggling with it. But it's still going to happen. Don't worry. The Ganondorf and Zelda Amiibo are coming out Christmas 2023 is all they said. They didn't give us an actual release date other than it'll be released around the Christmas time. And then the next thing that they showed off, which was the final thing, the brand new Super Mario Wonder game. This is definitely Nintendo's big Christmas game of the year, which, if you kept up with this channel, I wasn't sure if they were going to have something because of how the year has been with a bunch of ports, remasters, and with Zelda coming out in May, but it's here. It's happening. Super Mario Wonder is coming out October 20th. The game looks absolutely stunning. I have a feeling that the Odyssey team actually developed this, though. With some of the original ideas that Super Mario Wonder has, I really feel strongly that this is not developed by anybody else but the Odyssey team, which would make sense. It's an original Mario 2D game. It looks like they're done with the whole new line, because if you guys followed that, for the longest time they were doing New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe. And yeah, it looks like they're done with that. This original art style, I love what they're doing with this 2D Mario game. I'm very excited. It looks like every Mario character is playable. They got Daisy. It looks like you can play as multiple Yoshis. Yellow Toad made a comeback, or is it Blue Toad that got erased from the new Super Mario Bros. Series? I don't know which Toad got erased. I know it was Yellow and Blue Toad. One of them just got forgotten about, so I don't remember which one it is, but it's coming out October 20th, the same day as Spider-Man, so I'm like, oh. I think this Direct was one of their best Directs. It might be one of the best Directs because I came into this Direct expecting nothing. I really felt like going into the final years of the Nintendo Switch, we weren't getting many original games. Zelda was going to be the last premium title, but this Super Mario Wonder game looks like it's going to be a premium title. We got so much, which we got a lot of remake sports, I understand, but Nintendo just made it into a way where it's still so exciting. Especially, I'm fine if they want to do these remakes. I'm cool with it. I'm still expecting within the next year it's going to be a bunch of just GameCube remakes, because they're going to do the F-Zero series eventually. The rest of the Metroid Prime series is definitely coming at some point. I'm very excited right now. I think this was a very solid Direct. It's 10 out of 10? I think it's a 10 out of 10. I mean, I And it might just be because I came in here literally expecting nothing. I thought this was going to be one of the worst directs of all time. I'm being honest. When this got announced, I was like, oh, people's expectations are going to be so high and it's not going to deliver. But I was wrong. I was wrong. Nintendo has impressed me. I wonder... I mean, I still think next year is going to be the last year for the Switch. Either way, there is no denying this. When it comes to first-party games, out of all of Nintendo's consoles, Nintendo Switch has got to be the best console when it comes to Nintendo's first-party lineup. We can't deny this. Come on, that might be a hot take. That might be a whole separate video down the road. But I want to know what you guys are thinking. I've been talking for way too much, so it's time to hear your thoughts. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button. Like the video, check out my Twitch, check out my Discord server, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, check out the Reddit, check out whatever else is in the description. Become a Marine member for $5, a MONADO Marine, and then, what else do we have? I think that's it. I really do want to know your guys' thoughts on this Direct. Am I going too crazy? I think it's a combination of me having low expectations. That's why this Direct was so good. Yeah, this Direct just had so much unexpectedly. Like, I think Super Mario RPG was so unexpected. I mean, if you would have told me earlier this week that, hey, Super Mario RPG is coming, I would have laughed. Oh my gosh, it's almost 12. I'm leaving for too many games in an hour. I gotta get this sent. And the longer that I start talking about this, the longer it's gonna take for this video to send. So, yeah, actually, that reminds me. The Too Many Games series is coming out this week. I'm vlogging my trip to Too Many Games. Saturday, you will get a day one vlog of me at Too Many Games, and every day going forward from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you'll get convention vlogs of the 3 days of Too Many Games. So be excited, guys. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait to show this trip. I'm seeing Coleman. Coleman's going to be there. This is Coleman's last video for right now until he's back from Too Many Games, because I'm back. I'm editing the videos. Ooh, okay, I gotta go. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.